first step in taking control of your finances and saving money is understanding the difference between wants and needs. Yan talaga yung isa sa mga foundation ng wealth building. Knowing the difference between ano ba yung mga essential at saka yung mga non-essential. Kung ano yung mga needs and wants natin. Your wants are non-essential things you can do without. So the best way to save money is not to buy them. However, for your needs, buying the cheapest available option is not always the best solution. Yung mga wants, mas maganda na may delayed gratification tayo. Maghintay tayo hanggang sa dumating sa point na we can already afford them at hindi na siya makakasama sa budget natin. However, for our needs, syempre kailangan nating gumastos. And hindi ibig sabihin nun, kung ano yung pinakamura, yun na kagad yung bibilhin mo. Meron tayong mga isi-share na strategies sa inyo para makatipid pa rin. So, today, let me give you some money-saving tips when buying your necessities. The very first tip is to ask your friends first. Magtanong muna sa mga kakilala. Do you need an umbrella? Before you go out and buy one, ask your friends if they have a spare at home that you can have. After all, this item is a favorite company giveaway, and if you're not too fashion conscious, you can most likely get one for free. At isa ito sa mga favorite kong ginagawa. Kapag meron akong kailangan, magtatanong muna ako sa mga kapatid ko, sa mga kaibigan ko. Baka naman may extra sila na willing nang ibigay. Particularly kaya payong ang aking example dahil ako, especially during the holiday season, I get corporate gifts such as an umbrella. And I'm proud to say na yung mga kaibigan ko and mga kapatid ko, sobrang bihira sila bumili ng payong dahil pinamimigay ko yung mga payong na natatanggap ko. Recently, marami rin ako natatanggap na water bottle o tumbler. Yan, isa rin yan sa mga favorite ko na binibigay sa mga kaibigan ko, sa mga anak ng mga kaibigan ko dahil mas matipid nga, di ba, kung nag-water tumbler ka kaysa bumibili ka ng tubig or inumin sa labas. And it's also my way to help them at least save money. So kung meron kang kailangan at bago ka bumili, magtanong ka muna sa mga kaibigan mo, kapatid, kakilala mo, baka meron naman silang extra na pwedeng ibigay sa'yo. I discovered that many people are more than willing to rid themselves of stuff they don't really use or have too much of. If you need it more than they do, a friend will most likely be happy to give it to you. Kasi kalat lang talaga yan sa bahay eh. And ako, I'm more than willing to give them away basta mas gumanda o luminis yung kwarto ko at mabawasan yung tambak. Of course, there's also the option to buy it from them. So, perhaps you can offer to buy the item. Of course, not everything can be given for free. If it's a valuable item, then offer to buy it at a fair price. Not only will you save money, but you've also helped a friend earn some cash. Siyempre, hindi naman tayo pwedeng hingilan ng hingi, lalo na kung medyo mahal yung item na hinihingi natin. Baka pwede naman mag-offer na magbayad. So, meron akong friend na meron siyang sports accessory na kailangan ko. And I'm not really sure yet if I will enjoy that particular sport. So, sinasabi ko doon sa kaibigan ko, pwede bang humira muna? Titingnan ko kung magugustuhan ko siya. And then, if I like it, then that's the time that I will spend on buying that sports accessory. So, nakakatipid ako on that part dahil hindi naman lahat ng sinusubukan kong hobby or sport ay nagugustuhan ko. So, hindi ako napagastos unnecessarily na bumili ng gamit just because I am curious or interested in that particular sport or hobby. So, hiram or buy it. And there have been times katulad ng badminton na nagustuhan ko siya since hinihiram ko yung raketa nung isa kong kaibigan. Sabi ko, since hindi mo naman na ito ginagamit, ito na lang muna yung bilhin ko. So, instead of me buying a new one, I just offered to buy yung pinapahiram sa akin ng friend ko na raketa. And For a few months, yun yung ginagamit ko until I decided that I have enough budget to buy a new one for myself. So, offer to buy it. Not only will you save money, but you'll also help a friend earn some cash. Related to that, it would be also good to consider buying secondhand. Some things need to be bought brand new. Katulad ng underwear. Siyempre, kailangan mga brand new yan. Pero may mga bagay, there are some items that are perfectly okay to buy secondhand. Back in college, I remember buying the scientific calculator I needed from a friend, and that saved me a lot of money. In today's highly connected world, looking for things you need is no longer difficult. There are online marketplaces, but a shout out on your social network could lead you to someone willing to sell something you need at an affordable price. Madalas ko itong gawin sa cellphone. Particularly yung cellphone ng parents ko, they don't really need a brand new cellphone. They need a mobile phone for communication. So, hindi kailangan ng super updated na specs or the latest model. So, kung yung gamit nila ay kailangan ng i-replace, it's so easy to make a shout out on social media and ask friends na baka meron kayong spare na mobile phone na pwede kong bilhin second hand. Meron ding Facebook marketplaces na mga nagbebenta ng mga second hand items, baka pwedeng dun din tayo bumili. So, think of the item that you need. Is it okay for you to buy this second hand or used? Kasi if so, then it's a good idea to check that out first or to buy into that option so that you can save money. Another option that can also help you save a lot of money is to barter items. Several years ago, meron nag-viral na post or content na yung paperclip, tinitrade niya hanggang sa in the end, nakakuha siya ng bahay. So that's the power of trading. Baka yung items na hindi mo na ginagamit, pwede mong ipa-trade or i-barter for something that you actually need. Item swaps are cost-effective and an excellent way to eliminate junk, quote-unquote junk. If the items don't cost the same, adding a little cash can easily make up the difference. Marami tayong quote-unquote kalat sa bahay na it's garbage or it's trash for us, but it could be a treasure to another person and vice versa. So, tingin-tingin kayo sa bahay, ano ba yung mga hindi mo na ginagamit, hindi mo na kailangan, and perhaps you can arrange a trade or an item swap for something that you actually need. Again, a quick shout out or posting on online ads or marketplaces is your option to find yung mga items na kailangan mo. I remember a friend back in college who traded his percolator, yung pang-init ng tubig, for an alarm clock from another dormmate. While he will surely miss having coffee and instant noodles in his room, he can now wake up early enough to eat breakfast and be on time for his classes. And alam ko to dahil roommate ko roommate ko yung nakakuha nung percolator at binigay niya yung kanyang alarm clock dun sa isa naming dormmate. So, sometimes barters can be a smart way to not only save money but to improve your life. Consider bartering or trading or item swaps to save money and get the things that you need. Another strategy is to rent it out or get a rental. Some things are necessary only for a given time. And if you can rent it, then maybe that's a better option than buying one. My personal example is the Barong Tagalog. If I attend many formal functions and events, buying a quality barong would be necessary. But since I seldom attend such events, I deemed it smarter to rent whenever I needed one. Karamihan ng mga pinupuntahan kong formal events, okay na yung suit and tie. So yun yung binili ko. Pero katulad ng mga kasal, binyag, at this point in time, sobrang bihira na akong umattend ng mga yan. And if ever na kailangan ko ng barong, nagre-rent na lang ako kaysa bumili. And it has been more cost efficient for me that way. Hindi lang yung barong, ang isa pang lagi kong hinihiram ay mga power tools. May kaibigan ako na hobby niya talaga mag-home improvement. So marami siya mga power tools. Sometimes, meron din akong home repair or home improvement na ginagawa. So instead of me buying that driller or any power tool, hinihiram ko na lang or nagre-rent ako dun sa isang local na hardware store dito who rents out power tools. Kasi kailangan ko lang naman siya for about a month, minsan 2 to 3 weeks lang. And that has helped me save money as well. Kung sa kaibigan mo, ikaw, manghihiram, siguro offer to pay for it or sabihin mo sa kanya, sige, ililibre na lang kita ng dinner, di ba? So, at least nakatipid ka and you also help a friend earn some money or at least you were able to treat them outside at napasaya mo sila. Okay? So, get a rental or rent it out if that is actually an option. Especially for necessary items that you only need for a certain time, for a given time. Another strategy that you can do is to split the cost with a friend. Sharing ownership of necessities is a viable way to save some money. I remember a friend who needed studio lights for his photography business, and he was able to convince another photographer friend who also needed them to split the cost with him. So bumili sila ng studio lights, pinaghatian nila yung cost, and since shared ownership, talagang pasahan sila kung sino yung may kailangan for that particular weekend or for that particular day. After almost a year of coordination, planning, and friendly compromises to make this shared ownership work, they were able to buy another set and now they each have their own lights. So kung plano nyo naman pala talagang bumili for your own, bakit pa kailangan mag-split ng cost? Kasi if they will buy it on their own, they would probably have to settle for a lower model or a cheaper option. But this is part of their business and they want to invest dun sa talagang quality studio lights. As the months go by, they were able to earn from projects, from clients, and they help each other to buy the second set so that pareho na silang meron. If you think about it, you were able to save money this way because instead of buying a cheaper option na in the future, bibili ka pa rin ng mas magandang option or mas magandang model. So magkakaroon ka ngayon ng junk or extra studio lights na if ever na ibenta mo, hindi mo na ma-recuperate yung original buying price mo. So might as well invest on the model that you really need. And if your budget does not allow it for now, find a friend or someone who you can split the cost with and you're willing to share ownership temporarily until you are able to buy your own. Okay, so splitting the cost with a friend is a great way to save money when getting necessities. Lastly, always remember to buy only what you really need. Kung ano yung kailangan mo, yun lang yung bibilhin mo. Buying things in bulk is usually cheaper, but sometimes it can become less cost-effective. Also, be wary of buying sets that contain excess or unnecessary items. So, 2 examples. The first one, buying a big bottle of fresh milk is cheaper in volume than a small one. But if you can't consume all of it before it expires, then you're just wasting money. Napansin ko to minsan may mga buy one take one ng mga milk cartons sa grocery and they're really cheaper in volume, so I buy them. Pero kasi hindi naman ako ganun kalakas maggatas sa bahay. Usually, pang ice latte ko lang yung gatas. And nag-expire siya sa akin dahil eventually, pag binuksan ko siya, I need to consume it within a week. And kung hindi ko siya naubos, nasisira lang siya. And in the end, mas napapagastos ako. So, be aware and conscious of your consumption habits so that you know the right amount of items that you need to buy na hindi ka masisiraan or maaabutan na expiration of an item. Another example is yung mga items na nabibili as a set. For instance, if you need a screwdriver, you don't have to buy an entire tool set because chances are you won't get to use the other items anyway. At pagpunta ka sa isang hardware store, magtanong ka ng screwdriver, o-offeran ka talaga ng sales staff na, "Sir, ito set, iba-iba ng size, maraming mga attachments, etc. And makakatulong ito sa mga future projects mo." It might be tempting, sometimes mapapa-imagine ka na, "Oo nga, no, what if in the future, kailangan ko tong ganitong tool. So, bibilhin ko na to." But, of course, mas mahal yon. If at that moment, ay yung screwdriver lang yung kailangan mo, it would be best to just buy the screwdriver and not an entire tool set. Minsan kasi, napapaisip tayo or napapa-imagine tayo ng, "Oo nga, no, mas okay to." Kasi sinuggest sa'yo ng sales staff. But if you didn't have prior plans of making this a hobby or doing this again in the near future, then you probably don't need it. So wag tayo magpapabudol sa mga sales pitch. If you were not thinking about it yesterday, you won't probably need it tomorrow. So kung ano lang yung kailangan mo today, yun lang yung bibilhin mo. Buy only what you really need. You need to spend on your needs, but it doesn't mean you can't find ways to save money. Borrowing from a friend, buying secondhand, renting it out, or splitting the cost with someone are helpful strategies you can try. Always remember, every peso counts.